one of the things I've noticed is that cinema has changed. And I think a lot of people have noticed that also. I advocate for people to never go see a film that's below a 7.3 on IMDb. And I trust IMDb more than any other thing. I never need to look at anything else because they're always pretty much right. Whoever is on there consistently rating films, however they average it out, is pretty solid. You know, if you see a 6.5, you wasted your money. And we need to do that as a culture because we need to up the game. They need to get the artists in and give the money back to the artists because right now it belongs to the hedge funds and they're the ones that get to decide what the program is. And that's why the cinema fucking sucks because they're pumping out shit because they're not making much money. But they're pumping out shit and they're not making much money because they're making dog shit. So the fucking public needs to stop going to see shit movies. And that's why at the Varsity, I think, you know, get some more independent films. Like there's a lot of indie films here. It'd be great to see them so we could all learn more about cinema, right? And then when there's some good movies that come through, you know, I don't know how that would work for Cinemark. It's like, hey, we're not going to take the movie unless it's over a 7.5. Like, you guys don't get to give us shitty movies anymore. We're tired of it. And that means we can crack fire when we do have something. And that's just how it's going to work for us. And then we open up all the screens for it. I don't know if that's a way to really do it, but we need to get a little bit more control over our cinema. And I think that's at least a way to start, is to not see anything below a certain before a certain amount, unless you're open to it, unless you like it, unless you like seeing shitty movies. I don't. I feel like I waste my time. When I was in F1, you know, I don't mean any offense to Brad Pitt. I think that he did Fight Club, and as far as I'm concerned, he can do whatever the fuck he wants for the rest of his life, and he's got it squared and aced. But what I noticed is that, oh man, you know, the movie was depressing. I don't really know what the element was that was going on within the crew that was working there, but it looked like maybe something had happened. Brad Pitt seemed either heartbroken or depressed or working through some of his own emotional issues. He looked angry. He looked a little bit sinister as well, just in terms of who he is. I don't know how he has developed in Hollywood. Clearly a very difficult life experience to be so famous. I think that you probably have access to things over time that you would probably do as a human being that might end up hurting you. You know, exploring different, who knows what kind of, if you have access to something, trust me, Brad Pitt has the premium access of anything. If it exists on the planet, he has access to it. And so, you know, we're curious people. And I've always had a lot of appreciation for Brad Pitt. I hope he didn't go down a dark hole. Because he always had like a ability for himself to not, like, he looks depressed in the film, and it doesn't necessarily even take it down a notch. It does, but then there's also a depressive note in the film when it's made. There's something very depressing about it, and I don't really know if that was intended, because I had seen a short description about, like, maybe he had passed away or something like that. And it's possible that, you know, even playing this character for Brad Pitt brought up his own mortality. And he definitely looks a lot older. You know, I think he either had plastic surgery, or they're doing some type of CGI on him. And I think it's probably a combination of all of that. Because I remember seeing him in, boy, what was it? The movie where he was working as a farmer or something like that. God, they're so good at making people look old these days, though. So, and then you gotta stop making him look sexy and cute. Like, they just fucking destroyed it. He's got his cute little thing. It's like, dude, this is so dumb, and he knew it. Like, you could just, it just didn't see. He wasn't vibing with it. He's walking on the into the scene where he's completely, you know, his shirt is opened up with a bunch of you know, sexy chains or whatever. It's like, this style is a little bit overdone, I feel. And they made him look, he's like, I'm not like this. Like, don't make me look sleazy. At least that's what I sensed when he got on this. Like, this doesn't work. Even if it was maybe the character of the person, you know, maybe that's how they were. But, I mean, the whole movie just hit all of the normal memes. You know, there was a race movie I saw with Sylvester Stallone a while back, and it was fucking great. And even in this movie, they have the same song. It's like, "We Will Rock You," in the period of time where they're like testing whether to see he's a good a racer or not. And it's not funny at all. It's super fucking depressing. And like, there's nothing fun about it. Like, the comedy isn't there. The story isn't there. I feel like I'm watching a really, really bad rendition of something. Like, they're remaking a movie that was horrible. There's too much, it's too long. Like, or the scenes are just not tight enough. Like, you just don't get pulled in at all. Like, it's because it's the same film. It's like, oh, it's a call to action, meeting the racer that used to race. Now he's racing, and then they test him against the younger guy, and he does okay. Like, it's just so fucking redone. Like, it's so bad. It's so fucking predictable. And how much money do they make on this stuff? Who knows? It might lose money. I haven't checked the rating on this, and kind of what I wanted to do this summer was start to see movies without the ratings, just so I could kind of get out of my own head. And all I'm wanting to do is get my fucking money back and not see anything under a certain amount. But I like going to the cinema. So it's like, you know, when I was in high school, I used to live on Clay Street, and when the cinema was open on this end of town, I would go on Sunday and go see a movie alone at night. And that was fun. You know, every now and then, you know, I mean, the cinema would be, you know, the theater would be almost completely empty, and it was fun, you know, and yeah, you know, there are things that we feel that are fun, but it's like, I was lonely, right? It's not really that fun to go to the movies alone. But that's one of the things I want to share about my story, so that people can listen and understand more about where I'm coming from and how to learn from the things that I learned. If you're going to have a family, if you're going to choose to have kids, you don't move. You stay where you are for 18 years. You don't move. You don't move them. It's very unwise. I met someone I went to high school with, and he's going to be moving to another state really far away because he wants to get out of town. I don't blame him. But in terms of opportunity, unless you know a lot of people in this other location, unless you're very affluent, it can be very hard to reestablish yourself. You're also going to severely disorient your child. And depending on this, I felt like this was a very sensitive age skip. And you know, my parents moved around so much, my fucking head is still spinning. You know, when kids are moved around like this, it's very dangerous for their psychology in terms of relationships. It's very disorienting. And if we're going to have kids, parents need to stay put, and they need to invest in the place that they are at. And it will help the economy, because it will help them get established financially, and their children to get established with relationships and how to navigate them, which will also help their financial situation, because they'll be able to develop relationships in the community that they're from. If you take someone, whether it's they're going into middle school, high school, or if you take them after third grade or so, they're going to have a very hard time matriculating. They're going to be the new kid in fourth grade. That's going to suck really bad, and that's going to be a trauma that they're going to have to work through later in life that they're probably never going to be able to access until they get deep with Kundalini. It's going to have a massive effect on their life, a huge effect on their social life, a huge effect on their ability to find a partner later in life, because they're going to feel the disruption and the loss of all the friends that they had. You know, unless you have a very bad reputation, a move like this is unwise. And it's very unwise for families to do this that have been in a certain area for a long time. And that's why Ashland needs to change. Ashland needs to change, or the town will die. We need to have a track where people will be here and their kids will go to college here, and they want to invest in the community here. That's a fucking stretch. Like, how do we do that? I don't know, because I wanted to get the fuck out by the time I was in 7th grade. I couldn't wait to leave. 7 years later, I was still fucking here. And now I look at the town, and it's even worse than it was before. So it's like, what do we do to change the area? And I've talked a little bit about that, but it starts at the marketing level, and it starts with understanding how to put a business together that is going to thrive, so that we don't leave any money on the table. I'm not saying I'm a business expert. I'm saying that I do have experience with marketing, and I see some low-hanging fruit, and that's why I'm like, hey, pick this out and look at this thing. Like, I made Sandwich an example. Kachina Biazzi is also an example. You know, Melissa was a relative of BZ's. BZ knew what he was doing with the restaurant business. Micromanage the shit out of your thinking and nuance it and try to understand why he was putting things together. Hong Kong bar that exists a long time ago is also an excellent example of this. All the drinks made, everything just made sense. I don't even remember eating there, but I just remember it made sense. You walk into Beezy's on the Creek, it makes sense. You know what you're getting. You don't want something eclectic. You don't want to have to think, because you're going to get someone else, And so, I talked a little bit about Masons on Main as well. And I haven't been in there for a little while. I thought it was a really bad move to charge people an extra $1 for a fucking to-go container. This is a low-hanging fruit. And the reason why I say these things is because if all the business owners in the restaurant change a few little tiny things, then it's like we elevate the consciousness of the town. And then when you have the people coming here who go to the theater, they get a good user experience. And like right now, I just went into BJ's Ice Cream or Zoe's, and I'm getting served milkshake for $9, and it's really fucking small. And I don't know what the price is on those shakes, but I think they should at least add another inch on top of that thing. You guys need to get a better cup. You guys can't be taking advantage of the theater crowds and bumping your prices up to $9 fucking. It's too expensive. And if you are in a position to take, and you do, you leave a vacuum on your customer, and you leave them wanting something else. I went there twice. That means I spent $18 on 2 fucking milkshakes. That means if I want to go on a date there, I'm going to spend nearly $20 fucking on 2 milkshakes. I might as well get a gallon of fucking milk and a bunch of fucking ice cream and make it myself. I could probably get a blender for motherfucking $1.50. These are the types of things we need to change. If everybody changes a little bit, we get a lot of it. And that means also, if you're a burger joint, boy oh boy, the quarter-pound burgers for $16, $15, fucking $17. What are you guys doing? Whoever chooses to do it, whoever decides to take it on the half-a-pound burger, you will have me there almost every time, and the rest of fucking Ashland. It's important to think about these things like this. Owners want to take the fucking money and the food in a direction where they are in scarcity. If you do it a different way and you give customers a little bit more where it matters, it will make a disproportionate effect. My friend John Ozumkowski had a bar restaurant in Portland. Okay, his grandfather passed away and gave him some coin, and he opened up a bar restaurant. He opened up next to a place that was dumb as fuck. Okay, they had a massive space. It's stupid as fuck. You walk in there, it's dumb as shit. It's all food, terrible fucking food. It looks ridiculous. The place isn't thought out at all, and they're wondering what the fuck is wrong. And it's like, I gotta keep my mouth shut. But it's like they're sinking themselves. Meanwhile, 15 feet away, John opens up a bar restaurant. And growing up, or at least in high school, John and I were like, damn, like our philosophy was somewhat similar. It's like, fuck man, like, imagine just having a steak on here for $5 with some potatoes or something like that, like, and then people get a beer, like, you probably get away with it. You bought some really cheap fucking meat. He's like, fuck, like, and so this is what he did. I don't remember it was that cheap, but he basically started undercutting one of the bigger, the Cheerful Tortoise, which is kind of the mainstay bar that was on the PSU campus for a long time. And he started drawing business because he was giving people what they wanted. He was giving people cheap fucking food and a great experience, which is just like having a pool table, some beer, and basically just what people want is to be able to, as college students. So they just want to be able to have an experience where they're eating food and getting it for cheap. And then the restaurant down the way was like, how are you doing this? And it's like, fuck man, like, I mean, come on, like this he had an idea and he went with it, and it really worked well. And so that's where like location mattered, because it was next to PSU, and what he was doing mattered because he kind of knew the crowd because he went to college there. So it's like we have to think about Ashland in terms of what works for Ashland. Like, we can't open up another sushi restaurant. I don't know how many there are. There are a lot of places to get sushi right now. And it's like, we need so much sushi here? Maybe we do. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm open to being wrong. But maybe we need something different. right? Something exciting. I was like, well, what would it be like to open up, a Japanese Native American fusion restaurant? What would that look like? It's like, culturally speaking, we need cuisine. What's Southern Oregon cuisine? Well, it probably has something to do with the region. And maybe it has something to do with the past. And maybe it has something to do with the fact that, without doubt, at some point, people from, how would you call it? Northern Asia? I don't know, like Western or Eastern Russia, would have made it to the Americas to communicate with the Native Americans. This would have happened hands down, but 10,000 years, that never happened? Bullshit. It would have happened. And we don't know what happened because they don't have records of it, but it would have happened, I believe. And if it didn't, let's just say it would have. What kind of food would they have made together? I participated at a Native American teepee ceremony where we took the medicine, which is peyote. And basically, it opens your heart and it really has a profound effect on your life. I feel like something like this would be really beneficial for our town. And they had some food later. It was like blue corn, kind of like cream corn. Stuff was incredible. There's so many, I love colors. I love steak. I love, it'd be great to get more local organic meats, moving in this direction, finding a way to do this. I'm worried about our world. We have so much red tape, and we have really, I think, a population that is so stressed about money that it makes it difficult for us to have the ability to do things that we love or even do things to make change, which is why we need money. And why we need to elevate our consciousness and our awareness to a place of positivity, which happens one and only through Kundalini alone. Okay, you don't know what positive is. You're desperate, you're dumb as fuck, and you're angry. That's what the Kundalini perspective looks at, the dumb fucking monkey. And quite frankly, Jed McKenna characterized it quite poignantly when he's like, the difference between me and a human is basically this. I see humans the way humans see chimps, from the same evolutionary divide. So if you can listen to a quote like that and not choose to take your own personal development into account, and then to assume that Christ is gonna, he's our savior. We're saved. He's gonna save me. You dumbass. As if you're gonna get yourself put through school or someone's gonna do it for you. Are you gonna learn something or someone's gonna learn it for you? You have to make your own change, and you have to take responsibility for your own change. The restaurant business is cutthroat, and it's cutthroat because people just want what they want, and they're dumb as fuck, and so am I. I'm not different. I walk in, it's like, the menu, I don't know, the lamb is expensive, well, I want that, no I don't, chocolate? What the fuck? I kind of want a sandwich. Maybe I want you to feed me a pita. That seems like something that could be here. This is a lunch spot. This place, it seems like a lunch place. Or it has, it's like lunch, breakfast, brunch. This is a great face for fucking brunch. So it's show me some fucking obvious brunch dishes. And they did have a French toast on there, which seemed interesting. It's easy to hate, right? No, it's not. And it's not hate. There's a difference between haterism and examining something. And what I noticed in my own creative process is that it would have been really good for me to have feedback early on. I fucked up bad. I fucked up so bad that it probably cost me a lot of money. And there's no way to know, because I don't know how much money I could have made had I known the things I would have known. Right? If I knew how to make $1 million, I'd have $1 million in my pocket. Problem with me is that I was guided by my own emotional state. And my emotional state was characteristic of someone who basically became extremely lazy, extremely emotionally volatile, and very, 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 very depressed and suicidal. And so when you're navigating an emotional state like that, your creative process is get me out of this emotion. I just want to create for fun. And I want to create not only for fun, but basically for myself. And so I was creating something, but it was hard for me to create it for other people. And I spent way too much time on it. I was making an 8-week course. I was 2 weeks in fucking 4 years. It's insane. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's too much. That's how it feels. And so I had to delete the whole thing. And I also deleted it because the stupid bitch cunt fucking Stephanie Hanks recommended that I do this. And I asked her for guidance, and she shared with me, break it up into a 8-week course, and I realized that this advice was dumb as fuck. So if you think someone is a psychic and you're gonna listen to them indefinitely about business advice, think again, okay? There's a reason why she doesn't have millions of fucking dollars on a yacht and she's doing tarot out in the fucking Seychelles, because she doesn't know how to fucking do it. So don't think that if someone is a psychic that they know everything, because we don't know what they know. I don't know. I'm not psychic. I don't know. My Kundalini responds to things, and I don't really know why it's happening. Often I don't fucking like it, but I have to follow along so I learn something, you see? And I can't resist it. I can't fight it. It's too dangerous for me. Like, and it will be too dangerous for you. You fight Kundalini, and boy, oh boy. And I knew I can't. I think I might have resisted once instinctively, because like, don't do that. Like, no. And it's just like, this energy is coming in where it's like, if you don't do this, you dedicated all of this time to this and you're choosing to say no, motherfucker, I'm gonna put you down for 1.5 years to make sure that this never happens again. It's like that. You say no to Kundalini and it will fuck up your life. It will take your marriage from you. It will strip you of your sexual energy. It will strip you of your appetite. It will put you on the fucking street. You have no idea what it can do. Don't think you're so cocky as to figure this out. It's gonna take it from you so fucking hard. You're gonna end up you gotta be smart on this, and you gotta be humble enough to where you're ready for that. And the vast majority of people that I come into contact with are not at all. They want their little fuck yous. They want to be able to say, nah, fuck you, dude. And that's what these women did to me, where they're like, nah, fuck you. And it's like, damn, fuck me. Like, I just spent 1 year struggling for my life. And like, I actually even said that I loved you. And you're like, I'm going to treat you like fucking garbage and get you to kill yourself. Boy, oh boy. So when the tears start fucking rolling, when they're on the stand, I hope that Ashlyn doesn't get fucking angry with me, because no one has come forward to tell me what happened. And I know there are people that know. And don't think I won't get angry about that later on, because I motherfucking damn will.